students, welcome to online edu class of science. Today we will start new chapter number 8, winds, storms and cyclones. Children, in this chapter we will learn about these phenomena, but before this, first you all must understand the properties of air due to which these phenomena take place. Children, have you heard the term atmosphere? And do you know about atmospheric pressure? Let us find out about them. The layer of air surrounding the earth is called atmosphere. The pressure exerted by the air present in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. Two important properties of air are as follows. First, air exerts pressure. Second, air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Let us understand them one by one. Air exerts pressure. We know that air exerts pressure due to its own weight. Air exerts pressure in different ways in different situations. To understand it clearly, let us take few examples. It is easier to ride a bicycle in the direction of wind because the wind exerts pressure on us in the same direction in which our bicycle is moving and makes our bicycle move faster. On the other hand, we find it difficult to ride a bicycle against the direction of wind because in this case the wind exerts a pressure on us in the opposite direction in which our bicycle is moving. Similarly, while rowing a sailboat, we find that it is easier to row the sailboat in the direction of wind and it is very difficult to row it against the direction of wind. Children, let us perform an activity to prove the same. If we boil water in a tin can and then when it starts boiling, we cover it with lid and then put it under the running tap, we observe that the tin can gets crushed as if a large force acting on it from outside has crushed it. This is due to the reason that when the can is kept and cold water is poured over it, the steam inside it condenses and forms water. Since there is no air inside, so there is no air pressure. The large air pressure, or we can say atmospheric pressure outside the tin can crushes it inside. Thus, by this activity, we can conclude that air exerts pressure. Now, let's see another property. Air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Children, we all have observed that a chapati inflates up when it is heated. The air inside the pores of warm chapati expands and inflates the chapati. When the air inside the chapati expands too much, the chapati bursts. This is because when air is heated, its volume increases and it occupies a bigger space. Thus, we can say that air expands on heating. On the other hand, when air is cooled, its volume decreases and it occupies a smaller space. Thus, we can say that air contracts on cooling. To observe these facts, let us perform the following activity. Take a boiling tube and fit an uninflated balloon as shown in the figure with the help of a sticking tape. Now, take a beaker with hot water and put the tube in it for some time. After that, take another beaker with ice cold water and put that tube in it for 2-3 minutes. You will observe that when boiling tube is placed in the hot water, the balloon inflates because the air present in the boiling tube gets heated, expands, and its volume increases. And when the boiling tube with uninflated balloon is placed in cold water, the balloon deflates because the air present in the boiling tube gets cooled, contracts, and its volume decreases, right? So children, we can conclude that air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Another property of air is that warm air is lighter than cold air. Children, density is defined as the ratio of mass and volume. So, when the balloon expands, the volume of air increases and the mass remains the same. Thus, the density of air decreases. In simple words, we can say that hot air is lighter than cold air, so hot air rises upwards. The region from where air rises, a low pressure area is created there, right? Or conversely, we can say that cold air is heavier than hot air. So, cold air sinks downwards. So, we can say that the region where the air sinks, a high pressure is created there. Children, let us demonstrate it through an activity. Make an arrangement using 2 empty paper bags or empty paper cups of exactly same size as shown in the figure. Put a burning candle below the open mouth of the left side paper bag. After some time, we can see that the left side of the wooden stick goes up. This is because the air above the candle flame gets heated and it is being lighter rises up and fills the left side paper bag after displacing the heavier cold air from it. Therefore, the left end of wooden stick becomes lighter and moves up. Now, let us understand how high-speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure. We all know air is around us. We cannot see air. We can only feel it when it moves. Moving air is called wind. It has been found that fast-blowing wind creates a region of low pressure. Let us perform the following activity to understand it better. Take an empty glass bottle and place a small paper ball in its neck just inside its mouth. Now blow air into the bottle from your mouth to force the ball into the bottle as shown in the figure. The paper ball does not go inside the bottle. This is because when you blow air into the mouth of the bottle, the air in the neck of bottle has high speed. This reduces the air pressure in the neck of the bottle. The air pressure inside the bottle being higher constantly pushes the paper ball out and does not allow it to go inside the bottle. Children, we must understand how atmospheric pressure influences weather. When warm air rises, it creates an area of low pressure. Water vapor in it condenses to form clouds. Thus, low pressure is associated with cloudy sky and wet weather. Conversely, the cold air sinks and creates an area of high pressure. It means condensation can't occur. Thus, high pressure is associated with clear and sunny sky. So children, here we come to the end of today's topic. Go through it carefully to understand it properly. Thank you.